If you're not using this farming strategy, you need to be, guys. It is super easy and super effective for all of you Town Hall 10 and 11s. What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. I wanted to bring focus today again onto my favorite farming strategy, the bowlers. It is absolutely fantastic, guys, and as you can see here, the loot is absolutely brilliant. I'm farming up in Champions 1, but you can farm anywhere you feel comfortable. I just prefer it because it's a very strong army and you're able to get your loot bonus very easily up here as well. So guys, we're going to break down exactly how to do it. Some of you will have seen it on my channel before, so make sure to leave any tips below and let me know what your greatest loot raid is. I have never hit 1 million with gold and elixir. Have you ever done that? Make sure to let me know in the comments section and leave a like if you enjoy the video. We will do a live attack at the end of this, guys, but let's show you a couple of my most recent replays. Haven't been too active over the last few days, so these are from the last few days basically, not all at once. But what you're trying to do is create a funnel with the queen and a group of bowlers so that your main group of bowlers can come into the middle, take all of that juicy loot in the storages. So as you can see, I bring the queen in at the top here. That was mainly just because there was plenty of mines on the outside with some nice loot inside, and I thought the queen could get that a little bit easier than a group of bowlers that would be more prone to attacking inside of the base. Once the funnel was also created on the east, I pushed my main group forward, and you'll notice that I don't have my Grand Warden for this. So this strategy is fantastic for gold and elixir. It's a dark elixir army, so it's not as good at saving dark elixir, but I would definitely recommend, you know, the baby dragons or Laloon or even the miners are fantastic for dark elixir. This one's for golden elixir, but when you're farming so high up in the leagues, it's impossible not to make that dark elixir and more to keep yourself going. As you can see in this one, 5,000 plus an extra couple as well from that loot bonus. So on this one, there was plenty of mines on the outside. Don't forget, guys, that if you can see that there's stacks of gold in there, you get a lot more gold from the mines than you will the storages. You get 50% out of the mines, but it's based on your town hall level in terms of what you will get from the storages. So as you can see, we wrap up there with 72% for that attack. I'm really not interested in what percent I get, as long as I get my bonus. Obviously, the better percent you get, the better bonus you get. But as you can see, it's not uncommon to get the 3-star. So on this base, wasn't necessarily expecting the 3-star. I did want to come in from the Eagle Artillery side, because that's very difficult, you know, to deal with. If it's in the center of the base, it's going to be smashing against your bowlers. I felt it was a little bit easier for the queen at the north, just to be able to walk around the outside and take out the enemy queen. The bowlers don't lock onto her quite as easily or as quickly, and you don't have that backup in terms of any abilities. So once we have the funnel set there, it's just a case of using the jump spells to access the base. What I tend to do is take 2 jump spells, 3 rage spells, and as you can see for the clan castle troops there, a poison spell. Now, you do want to be a little bit cautious with that Grand Warden ability. See when you need it. There might be a giant bomb goes off, it might be when the Eagle Artillery is firing onto your bowlers, or in this case it might be when there's some wizards. Try and use it wisely, but if you don't have the Grand Warden, as you saw in that first attack, it still definitely works. I used this strategy as a Town Hall 10 as well, once I had them bowlers, and it's super effective. You can see once you get towards the end of the raid, the healers here obviously like these couple of bowlers that were attacking the wall, but never mind, we just get through to the end of the raid. And one top tip, guys, make sure you're cooking your army up before you make an attack so that it's ready. Now that we have the quick train menu, you can actually have 2 armies there ready to go. I tend not to attack straight away unless I'm waiting for an upgrade. I tend to wait of my heroes just because it's so much easier, clearly. But yesterday I was wanting to upgrade my Grand Warden. I only needed, I think it was 300,000 elixir. So I went ahead and just attacked with just the bowlers, because I was quite confident if I searched and picked the right base, I could get that loot, make sure I got my victory. And in all honesty, it really doesn't matter if you get the victory or not. I like to maintain trophies, but really I'm not trophy pushing. I don't care whether I get the victory or not. It's obviously just for that loot bonus, to be honest. So I think it was Nick that we just showed you there. Let's move down to the next 3-star attack. This one is against a Town Hall 10, and in, you know, at the moment, around 4,000 trophies, you'll certainly come across lots of Town Hall 10s. On this one, there's no real area in terms of where I want to attack, and the Eagle Artillery's not there. There's not even Inferno Towers, so this one was going to be a walk in the park. But with 500,000 loot, you're certainly not going to skip it, guys. You're going to attack it, and you're going to absolutely crush it. So the principles remain the same. I've tried to create a funnel at the bottom here with my queen, created a beautiful funnel at the top there. I actually attacked that area so that the bowlers could get the bomb tower and take that one out, but it turns out they didn't get it. And then once that funnel's created, you're going to have that nice amount of bowlers that move slowly towards the middle here. Do it a little bit slower in this raid just because there was a few trailing buildings behind there. But once they get into the middle, they're just going to wreck that core. Any storages that are in there, they're going to take that down. And generally what you'll find is if you've created that funnel right, once your bowlers get into the middle, with them rage spells, they absolutely tear it up. That Grand Warden's ability is just the cherry on top, really. They can often take out defences right at the back here, and then your queen walking around the side as well as some other bowlers on the opposite side make it just perfect to sweep through the base from one side to the other. Sometimes it works amazing, and other times they just go down. It depends on giant bombs. And, you know, I'm not going to get into the depth of strategy on these farming raids. I don't have the time. It's basically just making sure you can pull in as much loot as possible with as little effort as possible. It all depends what you're going for, guys, but really, if I'm just jumping on the game for 5 minutes, I don't have time to be planning all of these attacks. I'm just going to dive in there, try and get my loot, and log off. That's all you want to be doing, just little and often, and this is a really good army just to be chipping away at bases, really. You get a good, strong army. It takes around about an hour to cook, so you're not sitting on the game forever, and, you know, as you can see, you make a ton of loot, and instead of kind of bar trades where you're trying to pull in a lot of loot, little loot, and build it up, with this one you could push right the way through, get the storages, but if you're farming high enough in the leagues, then, you know, you're going to get that loot bonus as well. It's going to be worth it, guys. Just make sure you're farming in a league you're comfortable with. If you're failing a lot of the time and you're not quite getting that return, maybe just drop in the leagues. I've farmed with this right down in Crystal League, and it still works just as well. You're just not going to get that loot. Just have a play around. I find that Champions League, particularly High Champions League, if you can farm there, is the best league for this. So I think we'll show you one more replay before we get into a live attack, and I don't have my Grand Warden, so bear that in mind as well, guys. We're going to have to try and adapt around that. As you can see, sometimes I go for just whatever's there, and you won't always get the win. You won't always get the loot that you want, guys. So just bear that in mind as well. Don't be too disheartened if you miss the loot. It does happen. Look at me, clanless in this attack. That's crazy. Must have been jumping between some of our alliance clans. In this one, guys, I used the bowlers at the top, really just to try and get a point defense as well. Again, it didn't matter too much where I attacked from. I just tried to maximize on storages for this one. So the Town Hall is somewhat skewed to that right side alongside the Dark Elixir, so I wanted to prioritize that area. If I don't get right the way and get the 100%, you want to maximize the loot within that. So that should be your primary focus. Can you actually, you know, if all of the storages are pushed to one side of the base, clearly you're not going to attack from the other. So that should be your focus. There's that poison spell again to just take down them CC troops. And then from there, it's really just working out where you can pick. So the queen tends to be good if you tend to need to walk her around the side of the base. That's a little bit easier to do than the bowlers. Remember that the bowlers get that second bounce, so if there's any point defense on the outside, kind of just inside the base, see if you can use a building to bounce the boulder and take that down. I tend to put about 6 or 7 boulders down, and that tends to be enough without the rage spell to actually take that building down. Clearly I have the healers there as well, just so that they can move through the base. And you can see on this one, again, a very comfortable 3-star. But don't worry about the base you're attacking. Obviously, you don't want to be attacking a max Town Hall 11 if you don't have the troops to do so. You need to be comfortable in the base that you're attacking. So let's get into a live attack, guys. I hope you kind of focused there on which bases you're looking for. Obviously, I'm going for Elixir as my primary focus, Gold as my secondary, but I also want to be slowly building up my Dark Elixir. And now that we have our Warden going up to max level, I can kind of flip farming strategies now because I won't be as focused on the Elixir. So let's get into a live attack. We're also going to get our loot bonus from that. See if, actually we're on 3,969 trophies, so I don't think we'll get 31, which will take us right up to the 4K. I think it'll be in a different episode. Definitely a decent amount of loot on that. Did I think I could get all of the loot? I don't think I could have, so would it then be worth it? Alongside the loot bonus, possibly. This one has 500,000 gold. Now, Elixir is my primary focus, but anytime you have over 500,000, you certainly have to be looking at this a second time. Now, we do have the Eagle Artillery and decent amount of damage in the middle there, where I don't have my Grand Warden. So you want to be thinking, can I actually get that loot in the middle? I don't want you guys to sit around watching forever, so I might just go for this, guys. Just trying to think about where I want to attack from here. Oh, we're going to have to go for it, guys. There's not a lot on the outside. It does seem to be right in the middle here. What we're going to do is, I'm just trying to work out where I want to bring my queen, where I want to bring my bowlers. I want to try and avoid that archer queen at first if I can, so my main group comes forward. What we're going to do is bring the queen in right at the south here, and then we'll bring the bowlers up at the north here as well. So let's get the healers on them. They'll hopefully get that archer tower as they did. Queen's going to do quite nicely here. As the bowlers and the queen take out one or two more buildings, I'll then put my jump spells in. One there. That's the queen ability, nearly missed it, and one there. Let's get the king in, followed by all of them bowlers. Hopefully we can protect the queen a little bit here as well. Let's get a poison spell. I kind of don't want to waste it on the enemy archer queen, just in case anything pops out of that CC, which we're not expecting. And look, so far it's looking good. We want to get the victory and make sure that we do indeed, you know, win the battle. We get our loot bonus. We're just about to get the Eagle Artillery. That is where the Grand Warden's ability could have been very helpful on the bowlers. Doesn't look like there's anything in that CC. We have indeed got the victory. Oh, we just missed the Town Hall there with the bowlers. They're not going to get it, guys. We are going to get... Oh, the Queen's going to snipe it, actually, which is good. Still 200,000 gold. We're going to get a bunch out of this Town Hall, and 100,000 that we've missed on the gold storage at the back, so not too bad. You need to think about whether it's then worth wasting your queen's ability. I'm just going to let her try and get this Dark Elixir storage. Will she get it? Dark Elixir drill, and then we'll end the battle. But as it happens, she goes down anyway, guys. So 60%, 400,000 gold. We got 90% of the bonus, so that's probably just enough Dark Elixir in order to keep our army going. We certainly made up on gold on that one. Probably did make some Elixir as well, but you just have to pick and choose. Really, I'm not as focused on Elixir now. I did say it was my primary focus there a little while ago, but we have that Grand Warden upgrading, so really, I should be flipping to Dark Elixir now. So gold also helps me to upgrade my base. Anyway, guys, that wraps it up for this one. There's nothing that we can upgrade. Got our star bonus there as well. Not worth collecting that yet because I don't have enough gold and elixir in order to cap out, and your storage, your treasury is a little bit more protected, guys. So I'm going to leave that in there. Haven't trained my army up. Need to delete one of them spells in order to train it again, and then we should be good to go, guys. Let's pull that spell to there just so it is ready. And then that is it for this video, guys. I'll be good for another attack. Make sure to leave a like if you found this one helpful, and let me know your favorite farming strategy in the comment section below. I've been your host, Judo Sloth, and until next time, peace out, guys.